Most people think intelligence is just a test score, but psychologists know that cognitive ability reveals itself far more clearly in everyday behavior. Low intelligence shows up in habits, patterns, and a repeated failure to adapt. If you recognize these 7 behaviors in yourself or others, pay attention. They point to real limits in how the mind processes reality. Let's begin with mental rigidity. People with lower cognitive ability often struggle to update their thinking when presented with new information. Psychologists call this poor executive function, the brain's difficulty shifting strategies when circumstances change. Their mind operates like a locked door. This isn't simple stubbornness. For them, adapting feels threatening because flexibility requires cognitive resources they simply don't have. Next is concrete thinking. Abstract ideas like metaphor, irony, and hypotheticals become genuine puzzles. Everything is interpreted literally. Nuance is lost and gray areas disappear. Life becomes black and white because complexity overwhelms their processing capacity. They genuinely lack the cognitive architecture to process layers of meaning. Then comes the constant victimhood mentality, or an external locus of control. These individuals genuinely cannot see their own role in their outcomes. Every failure is bad luck. Every setback is someone else's fault. They lack the metacognitive ability to trace the connection between their actions and the consequences. If nothing is your fault, then nothing is ever in your power to change. This leads directly to impulsivity. Lower cognitive ability correlates with difficulty projecting future outcomes. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. They can't visualize tomorrow's regret while experiencing today's desire. The result is chronic chaos because their working memory cannot hold multiple timeframes simultaneously. The present moment dominates them completely. Another pattern is emotional reasoning. When analytical capacity is limited, feelings become the primary guide to truth. If they feel disrespected, they were disrespected. Evidence becomes secondary. Internal states override external facts. Psychologists call this a cognitive distortion where emotion and reality blur into one indistinguishable mass. Habit 6 is aggressive defensiveness over trivial matters. When someone lacks the mental tools to integrate feedback, even small corrections feel like attacks. What looks like arrogance is actually insecurity paired with limited processing. They argue over tiny details because they can't grasp the larger picture. Finally, there is the avoidance of complexity. This isn't laziness, it's cognitive load management. Their working memory fills quickly, making sustained concentration exhausting. They prefer short opinions over long explanations and certainty over analysis. Stretching their mind doesn't feel like growth, it feels like breaking. Here is the truth nobody wants to say. These patterns aren't moral failures, they are cognitive realities. Intelligence isn't evenly distributed, and pretending otherwise helps no one. But recognizing these habits is the first step toward working within your actual capabilities, instead of fighting them. If this resonated, there's a deeper dive into your mind waiting right here. Subscribe,